Hello, my name is Ronnie. I work with Maggie and Lauren to bring you crochet tutorials, fun ones, educational ones, beginner ones, intermediate, and there's a couple advanced. Anyway, I've been seeing a really high trend of people learning crocheting. Crocheting is right now is becoming extremely popular, but unfortunately, there's not a lot of tutorials out there that are free and to help beginners. And one of the questions that I'm seeing a lot on different social media platforms is the increase circles. How do you make a circle that stays flat? Now, for advanced beginners and higher, we should know that, or we do know that. If you don't, that's really okay. But I'm going to go over this. Now I'm going to go over it for single crochet, half double, double, and even trebles. All right. The premise is the same for all of them, except your starting count. That's it. It's not hard, and it's something that is used in so many patterns. I mean, crazy lots of patterns, this increase. And I just want to go over it with you. So I'm going to start with a magic ring. But if you want, you can chain three. You can chain three and slip stitch to your first chain. And if you want to learn how to do the magic circle, I have tutorials on that. Two of them, if memory serves me right. And it's a really good thing to know, but I'll forewarn you in advance. It takes practice, and some people say they can't do it, but over time you do learn how to do it. It just takes patience. Work on it, set it aside for a day, 2 days, a week. Go back to it, work on it, and just keep doing that until you got it. And the cool thing is, once you got it, you got it. There's no going back. It's like learning the alphabet. You know it, you can't unlearn it, which is really cool. So now for single crochet, starting off in a circle, you always start with 6 single crochet. Always 6 to start a flat round project. What's nice about this is you can take this pattern and run with it and make a pot holder out of cotton yarn. You can make a small dishcloth out of cotton yarn. You can make a bath cloth with cotton yarn with a circle. That's what's nice about this. So the premise is, for single crochet, you always put in 6 single crochet to begin your starting circle. You always start with the number 6. Now, if you're working on a pattern that's specifically saying a different number, then obviously you follow that. 3, 4, 5, and 6. But as a general rule, you start with 6. So I put in 3, 4, 6 single crochets, and just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to slip stitch to my first stitch. All right. All right. Now the next row, and to keep it flat, you always have to increase. So the next row would always be 2 in each stitch. So you're doubling your amount. You're going from 6 to 12 on this one. But say you're doing all half double crochets. Your half double crochet starting is an 8. You would start out with 8. So then you would double it to 16. Do you see what I'm saying? So single crochet is 6, always to start off at 6. A half double crochet is always starting off at 8. A double crochet is starting off at 10. And a treble, right, 6, 8, 10, and 12 is 12. Okay, so I'm going to just chain 1. I'm going to put in 2 double crochets in each stitch, and that is going to land me at 12. 10, 11, and 12. And that's putting 2 single crochets in every stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. Exactly 12. And I slip stitched on my first stitch. Now this is where I normally tighten my center. So now the next row, it's an increase again. You're going to keep increasing to keep this flat, but the increases start spreading themselves out, but it's a pattern that you can remember. So you chain 1, all right, and in the first stitch you put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And then I like to keep my stitches marked, so I'm never guessing. But then in the next stitch, you just put 1 single crochet. Then in the next stitch, you put 2. So now what you're doing is you're putting a space, 1 space between all your increases. So it's 1 single crochet in the next, then it's 2 single crochets in the next, and then it's 1, and then it's 2. Then it's 1, and then it's 2. Okay, and then I slip stitch to my first stitch. Now the thing to remember when you're doing these increases, there we go. The thing to remember is if you start with 2 in the first stitch, then you're going to end with a single. But if you start with just 1 single crochet, you will end with an increase. Always remember that, okay? So then for the next row, okay, I'm going to start with 1 single crochet, and then I'll mark just so I know where I'm at. But now I'm going to put a single crochet again in the next, and then I'll do 2 single crochets, increase. So now instead of just 1, we're going to go to 2. So that's 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. So it's 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then it's 2. It's 1, 1, and then it's 2. It's 1, 1, and then it's 2. Okay. I definitely messed up my count somewhere. 1, 1, and then 2. And then you slip stitch. I ended with an increase because I started with a single. Okay. Now we'll do another row together. Chain 1. We'll do 1 single crochet in the first 3 now. 1, 2, and 3. Because the last row we did 2 singles. Now this row is 3. So after you do 3, then you do your increase. And believe it or not, your numbers will work out. It's single, 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 and then an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So it's single, single, and single, and then it's an increase. All right, so this is the idea of how to make circles that stay flat and learning how to do the increase. And you can make this as big as you want, just following this pattern of how to increase. Now remember, each row you go up 1. Okay. And then end on an increase. And then slip stitch. Now, so this was a 3, so the next row would be 4 single crochets, then an increase, and then 5, and then 6, and then 7, and just keep, you can grow this as wide as you want. All you have to do is keep increasing your count of it's regular single crochet or half double, whatever stitch you're working on. Now, like I said in the beginning, when you're single crocheting, your start count needs to be 6. If you're doing half double crochet, make your start count 8 half double crochets, and then you do the same pattern. You do 2 in each stitch, then you do every other, then there's 2 and 3 and so forth. And then you do the same thing for double, which your stitch count would be 6, 8, 10. You'd be starting off at 10. Okay. And then treble, your start count would be 12. And the reason the number goes up is because the stitches from single to half to double to treble, they get taller. So you need more in that space to start. Okay, so if you can remember the number 6 and you just say, okay, 6 is single crochet, 8 is half double, 10 is double, 12 is a treble. If you wanted to do a double treble, what do you think that would be? Yep, 14. So, but this is how you do an increase. And you can use, I would always recommend, this was scrap yarn that I was using. I would recommend to use the hook size that's recommended for the yarn that comes on the skein. The skeins will usually, if I pick another skein here that I have sitting around, they will, this one's saying a 5 millimeter. The yarns will usually tell you what hook size they're recommending. Some crocheters follow it to the T. Some, it depends on the pattern they're working on. Some stitches require a smaller hook. Some patterns require a bigger hook. But the premise is the same. It's the increase stays the same, or if you don't follow this increase, it could buckle or it could start bowling. But if you were making something and after you got to the width that you wanted and you wanted it to start bowling, you know what you do? You just match stitch for stitch. You just do stitch for stitch and then it'll start bowling for you, which is really cool. But again, I'm going to repeat myself one more time. Single crochet, you start off with 6, half double, 8, double, 10, treble, 12. And then you do 2 in each, and then you start putting spaces. Okay, this is a really good beginner tutorial for people that's trying to learn. So I hope you have a great luck with this, and if you decide to make something small like a pot holder or something, please comment below this video and show us your work. We're on Facebook under Whip and Chain. We'd love you to join us there. Again, my name is Ronnie and I work with Maggie and Lauren to bring you fun educational crochet tutorials. And here at Whip and Chain, it is always a work in progress. Till next time, happy crocheting, everybody.